It was 2:13 a.m. when my phone buzzed. The sound was small, harmless, just a vibration against the nightstand. But the message that followed tore through my chest like glass. I accidentally slept with my ex. For a moment, I thought I was dreaming. My fiancée, Hannah, was at her bachelorette party in Miami. I'd kissed her goodbye at the airport less than 12 hours earlier. She'd been glowing, happy, nervous, joking about how I'd better not go crazy at my bachelor weekend. Now, staring at the message, my brain refused to process the words. Accidentally. The dots blinked. She was still typing. Another message appeared. It just happened. I'm so sorry. Please don't hate me. I don't even know how it got that far. I sat there in the dark, the ceiling fan humming above me, my heart pounding so hard I could feel it in my teeth. I wanted to call her. I wanted to scream. I wanted to believe it was some kind of cruel prank. But deep down, I knew it wasn't. For a long time, I just stared at her name on the screen. Hannah Ring, the little ring emoji I'd added when we got engaged. My thumb hovered over her contact photo, a picture from our engagement shoot where she was laughing, sun on her face, hand in mine. That image suddenly felt fake, like something staged for a life that never really existed. My phone buzzed again. Please, can we talk? I can explain. I didn't reply. I couldn't. Instead, I sat there replaying every moment from the past few weeks, how she'd been distant, saying she was just stressed about wedding planning. How she'd been glued to her phone, smiling at messages she'd never let me see. I'd noticed the hesitation when I suggested inviting her ex, Tyler, to the wedding. She said it would be awkward. Guess she was right. By 3 a.m., my hands were shaking. I finally typed back. You don't accidentally sleep with someone. The typing dots appeared instantly, then vanished, then appeared again. Finally. I was drunk, and he showed up with the others. We started talking, and I don't know. It was like muscle memory. I didn't mean for it to happen. Her words felt clinical, like a confession she'd rehearsed. I took a deep breath and wrote my reply slowly. You knew what you were doing. Every kiss, every second, you chose it. She didn't answer right away. When she did, her message was simple. I love you. I swear I do. I just made a mistake. I stared at those words until the letters blurred. Love. I wanted to laugh. I wanted to ask her how love survives betrayal in a hotel room at 2 a.m. with someone from your past. I wanted to ask how long she'd been thinking about him. But instead, I did nothing. The night dragged. I didn't sleep. My mind replayed our last conversation before she left, how she'd kissed me at the door and said, next time I see you, I'll be your wife. By morning, her friends had started posting photos from the trip. Smiling faces, neon drinks, beach shots. Hannah wasn't in any of them. She called around 10 a.m. I didn't answer. Then she sent another message. Please, Alex. I can't lose you. I'll tell you everything when I get home. I almost replied, but my chest tightened. I didn't want to hear her voice. I didn't want to imagine her in a hotel bed that wasn't ours. So I put my phone face down and went for a drive. Every song on the radio felt wrong. Every red light stretched longer than it should have. I stopped at a gas station and sat in the car for 20 minutes, trying to picture what forgiveness would even look like. We'd been together for 5 years. Built a life together. Chosen venues, picked colors, argued over invitation fonts. She'd cried when I proposed. And I'd believed her tears meant forever. Now all I could see was Tyler, him and Hannah laughing in old photos, his hand on her waist, her eyes closed against his shoulder. She used to tell me he was her first heartbreak. I guess I became her second. That evening, she called again. I let it ring. She left a voicemail. Alex, please. I'm coming home early. I just want to talk. I hate myself for what happened. You have to know it didn't mean anything. Didn't mean anything. Those words echoed in my head. When she landed the next day, she came straight to my apartment. I didn't open the door. I watched her from the window as she stood outside, crying, calling my name. I wanted to go to her, to hold her, to scream, to do anything but feel this empty. She finally left after 20 minutes. A note slid under the door read, "I'll wait for you. Please don't end this over one mistake." But it wasn't one mistake. It was a choice that unraveled every promise we'd ever made. That night, I texted her back for the first time since her confession. "You didn't accidentally sleep with your ex. You destroyed the life we were about to build. There's nothing left to fix." She replied seconds later, "So that's it." I typed, "Yes." And that was it. The next few weeks felt like walking through fog. I cancelled the venue, the florist, the photographer. Every email began with "unfortunately." Every conversation ended with an awkward silence. Friends asked what happened, and I told them we weren't ready. I couldn't say the truth out loud, it still felt too raw, too humiliating. Hannah tried for a while. She sent letters, flowers, long apologies that filled my inbox. She wanted to meet just to talk. But talking wouldn't bring back the version of her I'd trusted completely. Sometimes I caught myself rereading her old messages, the ones from before. "Can't wait to marry you. You're my home. I'll never hurt you." Words that once made me feel lucky now felt like lies written in invisible ink. One night, weeks later, she showed up again. I opened the door this time. She looked smaller somehow. Pale. Tired. She said quietly, "I don't expect you to forgive me. I just wanted you to know I ended things with him. I've been going to therapy. I know I broke you, and I'll never forgive myself for that." I nodded, unable to speak. She reached for my hand, but I stepped back. "You should go," I said softly. Her eyes filled with tears. "I still love you." "I know," I said. "But love isn't enough anymore." She left without another word. I stood there long after the door closed, feeling something inside me shift. It wasn't relief, exactly, just a kind of acceptance. I deleted her messages that night. Not out of anger, but because I needed space for silence. Sometimes, when I can't sleep, I still think about that text. How something as small as a vibration on a nightstand can split a life in two. How quickly trust can disappear. People say forgiveness is healing. Maybe they're right. But I think some things aren't meant to be healed, they're meant to be remembered, so you don't make the same mistake twice. The last message I ever sent her said only this: "Thank you for being honest. I wish you'd been honest sooner." She never replied. And that's how it ended. Not with a fight or a final goodbye, but with silence. The kind that tells you it's really over. Sometimes love doesn't die all at once. It fades, like a message you've read too many times until the words lose meaning. And in that quiet, I learned something simple but brutal. You can't accidentally betray someone you love.